I do love a good mystery. Finding out who the killer is and why they did what they did is always a very satisfying feeling, but it all comes down to how well it's written and conveyed. The Somnium Files is a mystery adventure game written and directed by Kotaro Uchikoshi, who is well known for the Infinity series and more recently the Zero Escape games, and his penchant for tying in science fiction with philosophy, and it's definitely there with The Somnium Files. He's certainly come a long way since his first job as a 3D modeler for Pepsi Man of all games. The game's art was handled by Yusuke Kozaki, who you might know as the person behind the art for games such as the No More Heroes series and Fire Emblem Awakening and Fates. The Somnium Files is set in Tokyo in the near future and puts you in the role of Kaname Date, an agent working for the Tokyo Police in their Advanced Brain Investigation Squad, known as ABIS for short. Date has no recollection of his life from 6 years ago, and is aided in his investigations through his eyeball named Aiba, an AI which had been integrated into Date's prosthetic left eye. The game starts by having Date investigate a crime scene in Bloom Park where a woman had been killed, had her left eye removed, and tied up to one of the horses on the merry-go-round. After discovering the identity of the corpse and finding her daughter Mizuki inside the centre column holding a bloodied ice pick, Date takes Mizuki back to the hospital and while resting, he has a dream with fragments of his life from 6 years before he lost his memories. This forms the basis and introduces players to the Somnium gameplay, where Aiba as an avatar works with Date to uncover clues and secrets hidden in people's dreams and subconscious. Date's job in ABIS is to sync with people to enter their dreams where he works with Aiba to solve the mystery. But, is this game any good? Find out in The Good. I really like the structure of the game's story. The story can branch off in different directions depending on your actions in a Somnium, and with each of the game's various endings, it intentionally leaves out a key development point or leaves questions unanswered to encourage the player to do different things. Some storylines won't even let you progress until you've cleared others. A key thing is that as you explore each story, Date will start to piece things together, resulting in him knowing things that he shouldn't know in that respective storyline. This is key to unlocking the mystery and knowing who the murderer is as well as their motive. The game keeps track of things with a flowchart, and you can replay any scene you've played through in order to get the other endings. As expected from Uchikoshi, I didn't expect to go into the game discussing the Mandela effect and learning about Egyptian mythology, but it was interesting nonetheless. The gameplay for The Somnium Files kept me interested. The game has a point-and-click style of gameplay to investigate your surroundings and to talk to people, with different topics coming up when speaking with the colourful cast of characters. You can pick up a few things about them this way, and it's interesting hearing their thoughts on some of the things in the background. I even like the presentation of the UI and seeing how the characters react when certain things are said or happen. There are a few action sections in the game which are played out as quick-time events, normally involving Date using his gun with Aiba's assistance. However, the one thing I really enjoyed was the gameplay when exploring the different Somniums. As I mentioned before, Date's job is to sync with other people to explore their Somniums, which is a dreamlike conscious state. Date is restricted to a 6-minute time limit, however time slows down if Aiba isn't moving, giving you the opportunity to stop and think. Any action you perform in Somnium takes up a portion of your time, and you can get timies from performing actions which will decrease the amount of time it takes to do things, or penalise you by increasing the amount of time. In order to pass the Somnium, Date and Aiba must unlock mental locks within the time limit to uncover a new part of the mystery, though the game does forgive you if you go over the limit for its final choice. You can always retry the Somnium from the beginning, or from a checkpoint if you make a mistake, and each Somnium has a hidden item which unlocks content for the gallery. There's also other Easter eggs you can come across while playing through some of them as well, which I thought was quite nice. But the game isn't without a fault, and we'll discuss this in The Bad. It was pretty hard for me to find something I really didn't like, but as much as I like the story and the overall plot of the game, I feel that its tone can sometimes be all over the place. Date does have his serious moments, but then switches to making an immature comment or saying something that just doesn't really fit the situation, especially in Somniums. While I do try to keep conversations relevant to the mood, the temptation is far too great to pick something silly sometimes, and some of the sillier scenes I did admittedly enjoy, such as this one.
What? Could it be? The legendary? Oh, this is amazing!
No one back home will believe me!
I have also never had a game define the word dork to me in a glossary. I mean, what person goes into a game having no idea what a dork is? Other than that, I can't really complain too much here, so let's wrap it all up with the opinion. The Somnium Files was a treat to play. The story and gameplay was something I really enjoyed, and I do appreciate the idea of intentionally leaving questions unanswered so I could find out more by playing the other paths and piece things all together. Some of the endings I found quite heartwarming, with one feeling like an emotional punch in the guts, while others could have ended better but serves to be a stepping stone to reveal the truth. Date's emotional tones can go all over the place in some parts of the game, but it's not a factor that would make me drop the game over. If you're a fan of the Zero Escape games, or even just Kotaro Uchikoshi's writing in general, you'll be right at home with this game. As someone who appreciates mysteries, it was a lot of fun guessing and putting it all together. The game also uses the word I in creative ways, so I definitely approve on the usage of puns. With that though, it's time for my rating. I would give I, the Somnium Files, this Inspector out of 10. Now I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to know his name, but I just can't seem to put my finger on it. Oh well, whatever, the name will come to me eventually. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next Infinite Backlog review. If you enjoyed today's review, feel free to check out some of our other videos and subscribe for more. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram and our Facebook page. Once again, thank you for watching.